Hey guys, happy Friday. It is time for another art throwdown. Hey there, Phil. All right. Hey, Pen Pals with Annie. Hey guys. Sorry, I'm like 2 minutes late. Ashley, hello everybody. And Russ Romano. Let me let Russ into my little crafting cubby here. All right. Yeah. Happy Friday, guys. TGIF.
Hello.
Hello.
How dare you be late?
You know, I lost track of time. I'm sorry. I was like, oh shoot. And I came running over. I was like, I got to get my stuff. I have all my stuff kind of set up around me, but it was just like pressing, go live. That's the struggle sometimes. Hey, Landy. There's quite a few folks that popped in here already for this fine Friday evening. I see Phil and Pen Pills with Annie and Ashley and your alter ego, Dr. Russ. Landy. Yes, this is the Kool-Aid shirt. I will point out, however, that this is actually Kool-Aid. And if you see over here on the side, this is Crop-a-dile red. So, Russ, I only saw a portion of your Kool-Aid shirt from earlier, so I wasn't sure which one you have, but this one is Kool-Aid Man, and he is jamming with Crop-a-dile red, just for the record.
I have the rainbow one.
Okay, cool.
And I'm wearing mine as well.
Awesome. Well,
so
yeah.
How we coordinate these things unknowing to each other is beyond me.
Well, okay, this one was intentional because I saw your video earlier with Bacón. Okay. I was quickly flipping through and I'm like, I got to see this postcard video. So I checked through it and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. He has a Kool-Aid shirt on. I have one too. So anyway, this is intentional because I'm like, all right, we might as well at least coordinate here a little bit. So yes.
Jennifer's back. Welcome.
Hello. Welcome back. And Love and Stamps June is on, and Nan is on. Oh my goodness, everybody's in here tonight. Hey guys.
We have a full house.
We do.
I missed the first ones, so let me just scroll back. I think I heard you say Jim and Annie and Ashley.
No Jim, but Phil.
Phil. Okay.
Phil, not
that's
Jim.
right. It's Friday, so
yeah,
Jim's
probably working.
Right at the Trader Joe's.
Yep.
Cool.
Neato.
Patty is here. Southern Stamp Queen.
Hello. Welcome back. Hello. All right. So, is this a continuation of last night?
It is, and it's going to be more of a reveal because I did most of it because
you couldn't resist, could you? You're like, I've got to work on this on the side.
I was up with my neighbors until about 5 o'clock this morning.
Oh, okay. So, that's gotta go. Like,
yeah.
I would be like with the broom handle. I don't know. That's wow.
And can you hear them thumping now?
No, not at the moment. No,
because they are thumping.
Okay, I'm sure they are. I'm sure. Do we know their names, or can we like give them fictitious names? I don't know.
We don't know their names.
Let's personify this a little. No. Anyway.
All I know is Nurse and Mr. Nurse.
All right, the nurses. Man, those nurses party.
No, she's the nurse, and he's the husband of the nurse.
Mr. Nurse. Okay.
Yeah.
Mrs. All right, the nurse and Mr. Nurse. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's suitable. That'll do. All right. Well, I'm going to say, no, Phil, I don't think we should send them postcards. That may not be a good idea. Although I bet Russ could easily reverse engineer their unit number. Anyway, be like, thought you might like this postcard with loud noises on it. Anyway, Anna is here as well. There you go, requesting quiet for at least the art throwdown hour. Let's be respectful to the art. Yeah. So Ashley actually, darn you, Ashley, I'm shaking my finger at you. Ashley got me doing this punch board thing last night. And the next thing I knew, I was sitting at my kitchen table and I was looking through all the pretty paper that I made the other night through jelly printing. And then, like, this happened. So, and my kids came down and they're like, "What are you making, Mom?" I'm like, "I don't know why, but I have to make envelopes. I have to make them." So now I lined them, and it all started because the demo envelope that I made to show Ashley how to use the punch board was not lined. And then I went back to it and I'm like, something's wrong. It's not lined. Oh my God. So then I went back through and I looked through all my papers and I sorted them by size. Like it was a whole thing. It was crazy. But I still have 3 that I haven't done yet. So I think that's what I'm going to do tonight is actually like make envelopes, A5s out of my, 5 bars out of my Jelly Roll paper.
Well, I was a little surprised you didn't explain how to line the envelopes last night, but I wasn't going to say anything. So,
I could hear you judging me through the phone, just
yeah,
FYI. And I'm like, he
yeah,
hasn't said
yeah.
anything about
I,
lining, but it was more just like, all right, let me pick, one of my pages and, show Ashley and, do the little demo. But then in hindsight, after I put it together, I looked down and I went, oh crap, there's no liner. So I just did like about 8 of them and I've got 3, you can't see them, but I've got about 3 down here next to me that I'm about to start cutting and punching and scoring and all that jazz. So
Now, do you line them before you assemble them, or do you assemble them first and then go back and line them?
I
Do you make the envelope first and then go back and make the liner afterwards after it's already assembled?
I make them both at the same time. So like
Okay,
I cut my square,
right,
same size for both
right.
sheets, and then I do the outside of the envelope. I do that facing down when I want to punch it and then score it. And then for the liner, I do that one on my punch board face up, and then I punch it and I score it. And then I usually there's this kind of a manual process because these things usually need to get trimmed up a bit. So I take my little grown-up scissors and I cut them up the sides and I cut off the bottom, and then I have to make absolutely certain that I have like this semi 1/8 inch border. So I kind of eyeball it a little bit. And
Yeah.
then once I'm satisfied with that, and I'm like, okay, this will work, and I make sure all my folds are put into the right place, and I crease them like twice just to make sure everything lies where it's supposed to lie, and the envelope doesn't get that like weird angle thing going on.
Hmm.
Then at that point, and only then, do I start to put glue on the back of this upper triangle. And real quick, guys, I got to say hi to Sarah. I have known, she just joined. Hi, Sarah. We say hi to everybody in here, so like, don't be freaked out. I have known Sarah since the 7th grade. And I just want to say something really quick. When I joined, when I went to my 7th grade school, my middle school, I was new. I had gone to parochial school since like from like kindergarten to 6th grade. So I go to this middle school, public school. I didn't know a single person, and I sat down at I will never forget, Sarah. I sat down at a study hall table with you, and I was like, "Oh, she's cool," and she was like drawing. I'm like, "She's artsy too." So like Sarah and I have known each other since like not to date us, but like the early 90s. So she's on, and if you guys want to follow. She has a couple of really cool accounts. Art by Sarah Price is her main one. She does phenomenal digital art. You guys have to see it. She does children's storybooks. Like she does hella art, like just crazy amounts. And that is her profession. She is artist by trade, and her dog is adorable, and his Instagram is called Little Brown Log, and his name is Elliot, and he's so cute. So if you're a dog lover, follow Elliot. He has his own Instagram. So big shout out to Sarah. Hi, it's been a long time.
And Pam is here. Hello, Pam. Welcome.
Patty, like, so like I'm over 40, so I don't consider myself young, just like for the record here, peeps. So Patty's like, you were in the middle school in the 90s? I'm like, yes, I was. Very early 90s, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just got really excited because she jumped in here. So Russ, are you going to give
Oh,
us like the paper tour here, man?
well. First, I guess I didn't ask my question correctly. So, when do you glue the actual envelope?
So
So you put the envelope, glue the envelope together first, and once that's completed, then you do the liner.
no, I do them both at the same time because that's how you taught me like a few
Yeah,
months
no,
ago.
that's what I was wondering. Yeah, Yeah,
Yes.
because I don't glue any of the sides until everything has been uh everything has been assembled and cut to form.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
everything is
Okay.
caught. Like I have my two 5 bar pieces of paper. They're like 7 and 7/8. It's a
Yeah.
square.
No, that's
Right.
the reason because last night when you completed the envelope and didn't
You got
simultaneously do the liner.
suspicious. You got really
Yeah, I did. So
suspicious.
that's the
You're
reason I
like,
was
what
asking.
is she
Yeah. Okay.
doing? You're like, I think she's
Yeah.
doing it wrong, but I don't want to say
I
anything
didn't
because it
say
would.
wrong. Of course, did take you like 5 times to do the right measurements, but
I had a long day yesterday, okay?
and people
Jeez.
don't realize how much pressure it is to actually do this in front of people that's going to be recorded for posterity.
Well, I'm like, first off, I want to make sure like I got this thing right because I got to get it right for Ashley because Ashley was the one who asked, and I'm like, I cannot disappoint her. So I'm like going through my thing, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then I looked, and I'm like, oh God, I was supposed to punch it at 3 3/8, and there I was at 2 3/8, and I'm like, oh no, it's wrong, it's wrong. So then I tried again, and I'm like, okay, here we go again. And then I was like, no, it's wrong again. The pressure, I think the pressure got to me because like literally the last time I did an envelope tutorial was like a month ago, and there was that nice gentleman from India who popped on. I think it was letters to India or something like that, or snail mail India. I forget his handle at this time, but I went through like this. It was a whole thing. I went through the whole tutorial. Hi, Carrie. Welcome. So Carrie's very committed. She
Is in the grocery store right now.
Are
That's
people
funny.
looking at us like on your
Yeah.
screen? Okay, that's crazy, but that's a good kind of crazy. We love that.
And congratulations, Ashley. Ashley made two envelopes today with no pressure, no problem. So
Right on. All right, so I
yeah,
don't feel quite so bad. Like obviously, I was floundering there. Like the first couple of punches, like, wrong. It's wrong again. I'm like, just gonna turn the paper around. That is very much committed. So yeah, so then it was like that coupled with the fact that I know people are going to be watching this stuff out on Instagram for like future. I'm like, oh
right.
no, it's me in the past and someone in the future is like judging my punch abilities. Pressure. So anyway,
Anyway, so this is my envelope flip book almost completed. Um, so I'm just going to flip through it because it is a flip book.
yes,
And
please.
yeah, so what I did was I left off yesterday with the paper on the front cover. And then, this is a great way to use all of your die cuts
Oh
and all
yeah.
your things. So this is that sparkle paper that I've used before. I just made a little flap, a little pocket. So I just adhered it on 3 sides. And then I made these little glassine envelopes with rub-ons
Whoa.
that have stamps in them. These are used stamps.
Is that a polka dot green rub-on?
It is.
That is
It is.
beautiful. Okay.
Yeah. And then here is the coordinating one, which is just a circle tree, a circle flower. And then those are going to live inside this little pocket here on the outside. What I did is I punched these eyelets and mounted these eyelets with my Crop-a-dile. If you don't have this, this is a must-have.
Crop-a-dile?
It is.
That's really its name.
It's really its name. Yeah.
What does it do?
It punches holes, but it also sets eyelets and grommets.
Ooh.
So yeah, and so when you know how you make your own tags and you have the little eyelet at the top,
Yes.
you can punch it with that. And if you have grommets or eyelets, you can set them with that. So that's what I did there.
I just want to
Then you
make a
turn to
quick
the
point
first.
here on that one. I feel like using
Yep.
the Crop-a-dile, you are at like 300 level crafting at that point. Like you're a committed paper crafter, I think, if you own a Crop-a-dile. Like if you're putting grommets on stuff, I think it's pretty serious at that point.
Well, yes, it is. It is a higher level tool, but it's so purposeful, and that's the thing is that there are different. Back in the day when you had eyelets, you would set them with this thing. So you'd punch the hole with this one,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would set it with this one. And these were spring operated, or you had this little hammer and these eyelet setters that you'd be at 3 o'clock in the morning banging around. So love and stamps, yes, it is Crop-a-dile. So yes, that is correct. And it's by we are memory makers.
Oh. Man, I love those guys,
And
but
it's
they're like a cult. Every time their videos come up,
yeah.
I'm like, I did not know I needed this thing that makes these really specific paper things, but here we are. And Pam
So
uses
you
it
turn the
too,
first
so
page,
must be okay.
and then I use a scrap piece of paper down here to make another pocket. And this is going to hold just some little paper ephemera, a little
Pretty.
card. Here's a little one of those stickers of Clark postcard. And then this is the one you saw. No, you didn't. This is just a French paper ephemera as well. But I left it open on the side so I could put these little Post-it notes
Oh, that's awesome.
and stick them inside there. And then you also have the pocket here that I put more postcards. Then you turn the page. This is where I left you yesterday.
Yes.
I swapped out the little clip. So rather than doing that smiley clip because it hung up to the top, I use this little circle one. And so this is loose so the person can take a photo, mount it on here, and then mount it on the page.
Pretty slick. Yeah, that came along really nicely.
And then here is another pocket. This is from leftover calendar with some of Jim's stickers here.
I was going to say, that looks like the Trader Joe's stickers.
It
Dude.
is. Here is a multiplication card with washi tape samples on it. Here are a couple of thank you cards. And then the back is another pocket with another thank you card. And then just these rub-on sayings.
Ashley's like, dang, that is next level. Yeah, like it's like legit. Like if there was a syllabus of paper crafting, you're up at like the 300 levels by that point. You're like at
well, and the
level.
nice thing about this is that this fits. So if I'm going to mail this, I would mail it in one of these 6x9 envelopes, which is the largest letter size dimension that will regular postage. So I can just put this in a larger envelope and send it in the mail and not have to worry about it. And then if I'm worried about the thickness, then I'll just use the rate for a large envelope rate. So this is how you send it through the mail, and it's protected and it's all good.
And out of curiosity, Russ, what is the large envelope rate?
I don't know off the top of my head for the regular the 6x9.
Right, it's 55 cents, right? For
55
the first
cents,
class?
and then every additional ounce is 15 cents.
That's with the additional ounce stamp, right?
Right. And then so 2 ounces is 70 cents, 3 ounces is 85 cents, and it can only be 3.5 ounces. After 3.5 ounces, then it goes to the next rate, which is the large letter envelope.
Or is it considered a package beyond that point?
It's not. It's a large envelope.
A large envelope. Okay.
Right.
God, they have so many rules.
Yeah.
And I like to break rules most of the time. So.
Well, you save yourself a lot of money if you know the rates and know the size of the envelope. And that's what helps you.
Very cool. No, that I gotta say, I agree with Ashley. That really is next level. And you've got like the glitter paper in there. I mean, you went all out. Wow.
And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a piece of twine here to tie it together and secure it, and then that's finished.
And so Phil just wants to clarify the way it is now, dimension-wise and weight-wise, you could easily ship that with one forever stamp using that envelope there?
Probably not, because I think it's going to be over an ounce.
Okay, so you'd probably want one forever plus the additional ounce stamp for an extra
1 or
15.
2, yeah.
1 or 2, okay.
Yeah.
Because that looks like a pretty hefty envelope book right
It
there
is.
from here.
It is. So I just happen to have my scale.
Oh my God.
So this is 3.3 ounces. And so I would automatically increase this to 4 ounces because you never know how much different your personal scale is with the scales at the post office and you don't want to base it upon the minimum that you have on your scale,
Mm-hmm.
because they'll reject it if it's wrong. So this would be the
Mm,
4 ounce, which would mean the large letter rate, a large envelope rate.
right. So I guess it's in a way it's better to overestimate it just in case and round it up to the next
Exactly.
amount,
Exactly.
whatever that is.
Yeah, Love and Stamp said that 3+ ounce was $1.60. So I think that's about right. It's either $1.60 or $1.90 last time I mailed something like that.
I
So
mean, it's
yes,
cheaper than a
it's
small coffee at Starbucks, so
well, and it's a lot less
I
expensive than a
consider that
parcel,
economical.
right? And it's a lot less expensive than a parcel. So
And then Jennifer says she actually has one. It's in her drawer right now. A friend gave it to her, and she did not yet learn how to use it. So Ashley is offering you up, Russ, to teach her. Dr. Russ
well,
can
I
school ya.
can explain it, and it is there are some YouTube videos out there, yes, but I can do a real easy explanation as well. So it depends on what you are going to be doing and how busy you are going to be.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've got, you guys saw how many, it was disgusting how many envelopes I already made before this. And then I felt guilty. And then I'm like, I'm going to save 3 of them for the throwdown, like just in case. And I'm watching you right now. So I'm being entertained by
Okay.
your tutorial.
Okay. So this is the Crop-a-dile. It cuts 2 holes, and they're labeled here 1/8 inch and 3/16. So that's how you know which one you're doing. Um, so there it is, 3/16. So this is where you. Oh, let me. The first thing. This is the lock feature. So you can lock it closed. You just pull the handles together and then switch it out. So this is actually where you punch the hole. Okay. So and this has this little guide here that you can measure where you want to cut it up to 2 inches from the edge.
Cool.
So you would just move this back and forth so that you can consistently cut at the same rate if you need to make more than one hole at a particular distance.
Okay.
Moroccan Hospitality 12 joined, welcome.
Hello, my Boston peeps. How are
Okay.
you? Good evening. Happy
So,
Friday.
so then what you would do is you just insert your paper and you would just punch, right? So that's obviously the smaller of the 2 sizes. Okay. And then if you want to set an eyelet,
Oh my God, is that a sorting box of grommets that I see there?
it is.
Oh my God, and they're, oh, no, 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 bring that back, bring that back. We want to see your collection. I saw a bunch of colors and sizes. Wow.
And I've got little stars.
This is going to sound crazy, but like, I know what a grommet is, but I didn't know that it was a thing with paper crafting. So
Well, these are actually eyelets.
they're eyelets.
So the difference between a grommet and an eyelet, you just set it in the hole. With a grommet, it has a saucer that receives it on the other end. So you
Okay.
think of grommets in terms of like flags and those kind of things.
Yep.
But this is just an open-ended eyelet, right? So you're going to set it without the washer on the other end. So that's the difference. But this is more of a stud, right? But then you can also do things like, I don't have them. Oh, here they are. You can also use it to make holes to do, and this is what I like to do, is do these little brads. So you can punch a hole to make a brad, an opening for a
Ah.
brad.
Yep.
So that's the reason why I like this particular tool, because it has 2 different sizes. You can use it for multiple purposes, to where you can also buy a single hole punch, but you're going to be limited in the way that you use it, because you're not going to have the depth gauge. You're going to have to figure out where you want it, if you want to do it more than one place, that kind of things. And so that's why having a multi-purpose tool like the Crop-a-dile really is helpful.
Very cool. No, it definitely seems multifaceted. It does a whole bunch of different things. And I had no idea, again, that was a thing. And I want to meet the marketing or product owner team from We Are Memory Makers that came up with the name. I just think Crop-a-dile is funny. Like, it's clever.
And there's two. There's a handheld one, and there's also a long reach one. I couldn't find my long reach one to show you, but so this is the one that I use. Now, the interesting thing about this is that these little heads pop up and down, and they rotate. So that's way you can know which one to use for which size hole you've made. And they're also labeled with letters and numbers. And so you get instructions on which one to use for which. So I have it on C3, and then this is also listed as the base here. So this is, you want to put this on the bottom and this on the top. And so you would just put your eyelet in place. And this is when you have Fred Flintstone fingers, it works against you because these are tiny little things. Okay, so when it's in place, then you're just going to put this in here. It's kind of hard to do. Let me.
He's feeling the pressure.
No, it's just I have the area is too big for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So you're just going to put this in here. You're going to put the little male part through the hoop, and you're just going to squeeze, and then it's set.
Wow. That is sharp looking. I like that.
Yeah. And it really does have a variety of purposes. You know how you have those loop envelopes? You know, the ones with the strings and loops?
Yes.
You can make those yourself now because you have this. And so what you would do is you would have the eyelet and the little round circle that you put underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just wrap around that. So you can make those kind of envelopes.
And you can make that round circle out of like cardstock or something sturdy,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
I love it. Oh, man. I love that. So you can make your own, and you can beat the machine. You don't have to buy theirs. You can.
Well, the thing is, then you can make your own for a special project. You know,
your own style, your own color schemes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did one for a TV program launch, and we made our own envelopes out of it. And you know, it was a gardening show, and so we made these envelopes out of for the swag stuff. And so yeah, so you can use it. Then you're not limited what you can buy because you can make it yourself.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's in short notice. That is the Crop-a-dile.
Thank you.
And the crop comes from the cropping parties that people used to throw. You know that, right?
Sorry, I was getting distracted by trying to read username handles. Say that again.
It's called Crop-a-dile because it's named after the cropping conventions and circles and gatherings that scrapbookers would do.
I have never been to one of those.
Yeah, and
I'm sure they exist.
Yeah, so the idea is you take all your materials there, you share the supplies amongst the people in your table or your group, and then so that's what you used to call a cropping circle or a cropping party.
A cropping party. Whoa.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So so let's see what. Okay. My friend Kyle from Frozen has joined. Welcome, Kyle.
Hello.
We are doing crafting hour here.
And I have to ask, was he one of the characters on stage?
He was not. He worked in the hair department.
Okay.
He is a fantastic hairstylist.
Nice. Well, then there was a different person that came on that was Olaf. Olaf was on here at one point.
Yes, that was Chad.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
It's coming back to me now.
Chad Burris. Yeah.
All right.
Now, Love and Stamps, but there are other versions of that look like this that are just hole punches that don't have this feature of setting eyelets. So that may be the one that you have as well. But let me see. That is about it for the Crop-a-dile.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate you showing that to us. Like, again, I didn't know, first of all, what cropping even was. Like, I've never been to a scrapbookers conference. I got to say, though, most of the paper crafters, I have not met I've not met a bad paper crafter yet. Everybody so far has been super nice, super mellow, like very embracing. There's always
But
drama at conventions, but I feel like scrapbook
well,
drama is
it's
probably very like low key drama.
well the thing is that you've done cropping. All of us here have done cropping. All cropping is cutting a photo to a certain size so that you can mount it. So we've all done it digitally. We've all cropped our own photos,
That's
and
true.
that's where cropping comes from, because you would crop your photo to mount it in your scrapbook. So it's not that dissimilar to things that we already do. We're just doing it digitally.
Got it. And for the record, I have printed out photos using my sprocket, and then I have trimmed those to size so that they fit a certain dimension or angle
Exactly.
within a smash book. So I guess technically, man, I've been a cropper all this time and I didn't know it. Look at that.
Exactly. My friend Yamali, my coworker Yamali, is here. She's one of our managers at Paper Source in Rockefeller
Hello.
Center. So I am going to finish my little book. All I have left to do is to tie the strings on.
And then I'm going to angle down here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I am cutting paper to make a 5-bar envelope using this jelly printed paper that I made a couple nights ago. So I'm going to start using that one up. Yeah, it's funny. I felt this compulsion. Like, oh man, I have all these sheets now, all these 8.5 or 8 by 11s or whatever they are. And I need to use these for some practical purpose. And then I'm like, oh my God, I can make more envelopes. So that's kind of how that happened. Oops, did we lose Russ? Oh no, what happened? We try to add Russ again. It's waiting for Russ Romano. I looked down and he was gone. So we might have lost him. Are you
How
back?
dare you kick me off?
What happened? I was
You
literally.
kicked me off.
I was looking down. How did I kick you off? I was looking
I don't
down.
know. I just got knocked off. Who knows?
I was cropping. Okay. Bacón hijacked it. Yeah, I feel like Bacón is in the back room messing with your server or something. I don't know. Anyway. That Bacón, I'm telling you, now he wants his own Instagram channel.
I know. He
he's very
urged
high
you all.
maintenance.
Oh my gosh. He's getting too big for his britches. And people are already offering him things like alcohol and stuff. Oh my gosh. And he's only 6 months old.
Oh man. Now, I'm going to make this statement, like going forward, if it ever comes to it and one night Russ is not here and I am talking to a stuffed pig, someone please intervene and tell me that I have gone too far.
Well, he has convinced me that he doesn't need me anymore.
I mean, like, see, he's getting very uppity. You got to put that in check, man. Keep that in check. Oh, now I hear the thumping bass beats from upstairs. Oh, yes.
Well, Phil, I'm glad you like Bacón's video today.
I loved his shirt.
I liked his little outfit. I thought his little outfit was cute.
Now, the question is, was he wearing pants or was it just a shirt?
It's just a shirt.
Oh my goodness.
But it covers all the bits that he needs to. It covers all the bits that he needs to cover.
It is a step in the right direction. Yeah, so for the record,
and he has a formal.
What's that?
Go ahead.
He has formal wear?
He has a formal look. He has a bow tie.
Oh
He has
my
another
gosh.
outfit that comes with a bow tie. Because for those of you who've seen me on Saturday Night Dress Up, Saturday Night on Broadway, so now he has his own.
Aww.
Yeah. So this is my final project. So it's just butcher twine. Of course, it's in green because that's what I had.
Twine
Who
always
knew that
has that
butcher twine came in so many
nice,
different colors?
yeah, it has like that
Uh,
nice natural earthy look to it. It looks
yeah.
awesome.
And so this is how I would send it. You know,
It's looking sharp. It looks really good. So the question is, are you going to keep that as a future demo, as one of your show pieces? Or are you actually going to send that to somebody?
no, it's going to be a prototype
Okay,
for people to take a look at, just see
nice.
what's available and the styles that are available.
He's like, it belongs in a museum. Yes, it does. No, it looks really nice. It does belong in a museum. It is nice. So I'm going to have to go back through and watch your original maker video of how to make that envelope book, because God, I have so many envelopes. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool
See,
if
that's the thing for me is because I used to have a card business. I have boxes and boxes of envelopes, and I was looking for projects that I could use them for.
aha,
Um, and so, and that's how this came out of. And these are old envelopes. These blue envelopes came from a um, save the date that I did for a bride, and so because when you buy envelopes, you have to buy them in bulk to get them at a good rate because you always think that, oh, you're always going to need envelopes, and so and then what I do now is I make cards to coordinate with the envelopes I already have. So very rarely will you get a white envelope from me.
that's a good thing. That's a good
Oh,
thing.
absolutely. I mean, when you usually when you receive one of my envelopes, you will know it's from me, kind of thing, because either it's hand decorated or it's embellished in some way. It's hand lettered or something to make it stand out against all the other junk mail and junk stuff that you receive in the mail. And that's the beauty of of mail art and doing mail is because it's a lot of fun to get.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know how many people I've had to teach today how to do the O with the accent on it today.
Oh, I
I
figured
was
that
giving
out
lessons.
today. Yeah, because I was like, I feel like I need to make this, I have to put the accent where it belongs. And then I figured out if you
Yeah,
hold
I
down,
taught I gave lessons to five
yeah,
different people today on how to do the
hold
accent.
down the vowel and then
Well, you hold
don't,
down the letter that you want to
right.
amend.
And then don't pick
You know,
your finger up and then swipe
right,
up and above and around to that
right.
accent or whatever you want to put over your letter.
Yeah, because like the French have that funny C, and the I think the Hungarians and Polish have some strange accent letters as well, and you have the enye for in Spain,
And then
in
Germany has like that
Spanish,
weird S thing.
the umlaut, yeah, or
Yes.
the double. What's the double F? I think is the big B.
Yeah, it's
I think
something
so.
like
Yeah, right.
that. It looks like
Yeah,
a weird looking bee, but like I
yeah. I think it's
remember
a double S.
I was in Munich one time, and of course I was like, I really want to eat Pizza Hut, so I kept asking people, "What is Pizza Hut?" And I was kind of lost, and they were saying, they were saying the Strassen, and I'm like, and I'm looking at the sign, and I'm like, it's Straben. I'm like, what's the difference? Like, why it doesn't? It's the wrong street. It turned out that it was the right street.
Yeah, yeah. The B is the double S, as in Strasse. Yep.
Yes. All right. So, just for the record here, this is how I make my liner. So I pre-fold, I cut everything out, I pre-fold, Now you've got your little flappy doodles going on here.
Well, first of all, you start off at the same size. So you cut out 2 envelopes on the
Yes.
punch board of the same size.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
So it
right.
should be 2 squares of the exact same size. So this is essentially what it's going to look like. And I've just taken, once I'm satisfied with how it lays out, then I glue the tops. And then I'm
Well,
gonna,
before you get there,
yes,
you're going to, on the liner, you're going to cut off the 2 side flaps,
I already
right? And you're
did
going to cut
that.
off. No, no, I'm saying,
Oh,
I'm explaining
sorry,
what you've already done. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. And then you're also going to cut off the bottom flap.
Yes,
So the only thing you have is the top flap and the square on the inside.
yes. So there was a side flap here. It got cut off, as you can see. Other side flap got cut off. The bottom flap got cut off. So really, these could be like a mirror image of one another. You could, in theory, just stack one on top of the other after you've punched and scored them. But to Russ's point, yes, sides got cut and the bottom got cut. And then you just have this floating liner, and you just glue the very top of it here. This part from here down is not glued, as you see. So, and then once that's assembled,
And did you tell them that you trimmed the side just
true, yeah,
just a little bit?
I
Yeah.
should mention that I tend to cut in maybe like a 1/16 of an inch in on these sides, just so that it aligns, and you can take this outer flap of the envelope and fold it over without this getting in the way. So it gives you just enough clearance to be able to fold over. And then we glue.
Sherry has joined now. Sherry, welcome. And you missed it. Carrie had to say goodnight, so she had to leave.
Alrighty.
Is it humid in Boston, in Massachusetts today again?
Yes, it was like
Yeah,
80% humidity out there.
yeah.
It wasn't as hot as it was yesterday, but my God, it's like, yeah, it's like a pressure
Because
cooker
it's humid
outside.
right now in my studio.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not a good day to be doing paper products.
No, I was going to say
Yeah,
humidity and moisture is pretty much the paper crafter's
yeah,
kryptonite.
yeah. So what I usually do is like when it gets really hot, I have a humidifier that I run in my studio because I have so much paper product.
Yeah, I
And
can
then I have to
imagine.
remember to empty out the pan at the end of the night.
You know, my dad has one of those in his basement, and he has it hooked, a hose hooked up to it, so like it dumps out on its own. Just
Out the
FYI.
window kind of thing. Yeah.
I think he has it dumping into like a drain, but
Oh, okay.
in theory, I guess you could dump it anywhere. You could dump it wherever,
Well,
outside
it's
your
just like
window.
those movable the portable AC units.
Yes.
You have to vent it to to your window so
Those are the
that all
ones that
that
look like the
moisture can
robot with a
go.
little cord that goes out.
Yes.
Yep. We used to have those. Yes. All right, so we're glued, and the only thing I haven't done is to fold over the top. So that's going to be my last step here.
Pam, what exactly is a flappy doodle? Pam has some flappy doodles and she needs to do some crunches. I have no idea what any of that is.
God, it is so Friday night here.
I don't know if it means she's going to the gym. I don't know what that is.
Sherry says hello from San
Is flappy
Francisco.
doodles like love handles and she's got to go do
I
some
don't
exercises?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
When I say Flappy Doodles, it's actually a Rick and Morty reference, but
Oh,
but I just called my envelope because it has these little these little side flaps when you make the
okay.
envelope. Let's see. Sherry is saying hello from San Francisco. Timing and serendipity. She has been waiting to make envelopes. Lucky Sherry. Yes, yes. And so you missed, for anybody who's joining in the future on YouTube, well, obviously you already know about our YouTube channel, but for those of you that don't, this has its own YouTube channel now. It's Art Throwdown, all one word. If you ever want to go and backtrack and listen to Russ and I talk in the past, or see one of our tutorials, you can go back in and take a look and see what, some of the stuff that we made, how we made it. And yeah, So
So I guess Phil and who just came on? Sherry. Phil and
Sherry.
Sherry know each other.
Okay.
They're in the same postcard group,
San Francisco Bay Area Postcard
card club.
Coalition. I call it the coalition. Let's see. Yes, that's true, Pam. I did say Flappy Doodles about my envelope. I don't know why. I
Okay.
just had like Rick and Morty in my head, and you know.
Okay. Now it all comes to the light, as my grandmother used to say.
But I'm like, yeah, tell your friends. We're here every weeknight, Monday through Friday. Um, it's kind of random. Sometimes we're not sure what we're making, but we always surprise ourselves somehow.
So, Sherry, the question is: do you have a an envelope punch tool, or are you going to make them from scratch or from a template? So, let us know how you hope to make your envelopes, and then we can maybe guide you.
And for anybody that is interested, does not yet have this product, we have, I swear to God, we do not have stock and we are memory makers or anything like that. But we keep convincing people to buy this envelope punch board. So this is the envelope punch board. I think I got mine off Amazon maybe, but they're recently running a special on these. So, you know, for COVID and all, I think a lot of people were snapping these things up as they should. So these are, comes with a little scoring knife. You stick it in the side. So I recommend this. I've been using mine since August and I like it. It's a good product. Oh, it's We Are Memory Keepers. Thank you, Pam. Sometimes I just make up, you know, brand names. So, all right. So
You're fired.
I know, right? See, I'd be horrible endorsing people's products. I'd be like, yeah, you know the memory keepers thing? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So,
Okay, Sherry. So there are ideas that there are any number of ways that you can do envelopes. You can get a punch board like the one that Allison is doing. You can also buy templates that you just outline on the paper that you want to make an envelope from. And those are available at places like Paper Source and Michael's. And they're basic sizes that you just trace around on the paper that you want. Or the way I started making them, believe it or not, is to carefully take apart an envelope that you want to duplicate and just use it and trace around it and use it as a template. So there's any number of ways to get started. And if you know the dynamics of an envelope, you can just really fold one out of anything into the shape that you want. So Allison, you're going to say something?
yes, I'm like, you gotta buy this. If you are looking for a very straight, very accurate cut, whoops, the blade just fell off. That's not good. Gotta put that back on there. This is the Fiskars portable paper trimmer. So it's got this little wing that goes out here. You can measure your paper before you cut it, and it's got this little slidable blade that goes down. I have one, Russ has one. We use these things all the time for our paper cutting. So if you don't already have one of these things, if you're looking to cut your paper to a certain dimension, I recommend this. And it's small, it's portable, and it stores well. So
And it's fairly inexpensive. Mine doesn't have the little flower leaves on it. How did you do that?
I don't know, it just came that way.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
had
the other
a
thing
little
too is
embellishment.
that you can buy replaceable blades for that, but you can also buy different blades. You can buy a scoring blade, you can buy a perforation blade.
Ooh, I did
So
not
there are a
know
number of
that.
different blades that you can buy for that as well.
That is good to know in case I just wanted to make everything perforated, which that could be fun.
Well, yeah, if you want to do like tear off coupons, if you want to do stuff like that,
Yep.
yeah, it's a great thing. Ashley has that paper cutter as well. I know Frank has that paper cutter as well.
It's very popular. Everyone
Yeah.
seems to be getting comfy with it, getting cozy with it. It's popular for sure. All right.
Oh, Jennifer makes a good point that Paper Source not only has envelope templates, they also have liner templates. as well.
Ooh.
So if you want to line your envelopes as well. Patty, one of the difficulties I have with those big machetes is that she has a guillotine style paper cutter.
Ooh.
Is that it can skew your paper if you're cutting more than one sheet. So you want to be really, really careful and make sure that your paper stays in a stack when you lower that handle to cut through multiple sheets of paper. It's a great one piece of paper cutter, but the guillotines, what happens is the paper shift as the blade starts coming down, and you get a varying lengths of paper. So you just want to be careful with that. Pam says that We Are Memory Keepers does bows and boxes as well. I have they also have a banner maker and a letter maker punch board as well. So those are, they have everything, and it's like going, it's a slippery slope. If you buy all of them, then you have them all, and then you need the next one, and so yeah.
It's kind of like that Cricut making thing. I still don't understand it. I keep seeing gobs and gobs of their products out in the store. Every time I go to like Joann's or Target in their craft section, there's always Cricut stuff. I'm like, man, this Cricut thing, it's like once you buy one of their products, next thing you know, they're luring you in to buy more Cricut stuff.
Jennifer says she has a Purple Cow folding paper cutter. Has anyone else heard of their products? I have not.
Is Purple Cow the brand name?
Yes.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Pocono Pam Jennifer has some of their products.
And I'd be curious to know, ladies, what types of products do they make? Purple Cow, that is.
So and Pam says that she got most of her We Are Memory Keepers products from HSN. So that's another source on which you can buy those things. I wonder if is it QVC? What's the other one?
Well, QVC and HSN are now part of the same entity.
So I'm wondering if they have a complementary kind of product range.
Maybe.
I know that QVC was selling Martha Stewart crafting items for a long time. And I was one of the people that they were interviewing to demo those for them. And of course, I didn't make it, but that's all right.
I was going to say, did you get to meet Martha?
Oh, I've met Martha. I've interviewed with Martha.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I made the final interview with Martha to develop some of her paper crafts. So she was my final interview. She had received, I had done some work with Isaac Mizrahi. He was asked to do a paper line of products for Target when he was working with Target. And he brought me on board to help him develop some projects.
I remember that line.
And so I gave him one of my greeting cards that he ended up sending to Martha. And Martha received it and asked him who made it and who designed it. And so that's how I interviewed with Martha. And I made it to the final interview, and she wanted me to work for her, but I couldn't work under the conditions that she wanted. I wanted a byline for all the products that I designed, and she was unwilling to do that. So, so yeah. So I wanted, designed by Russ Romano for Martha Stewart Crafts. She just wanted Martha Stewart Crafts. So, we couldn't come to terms. So. Well, Sherry, Sherry says that until 10 minutes ago, she didn't know that all these products were available for making envelopes. What she was planning
Welcome
on doing,
to Art Throwdown, Sherry.
Yes. What she was planning on doing was to dissect an envelope and copy and trace that. And Sherry, that's how I started.
That's a totally sound way to begin with it. And if you find that you really like it, you can get the maybe like the We Are Memory Keepers punch board like I've got here, and the one like Ashley just bought. So if you find that it really floats your boat and you really like to make these things, then you can take the plunge and get the actual equipment.
And the other thing too is go for third-party sources. Look on eBay. Because
Yes.
there are plenty of crafters who think they have to have it. I have to have it. I have to have it. They get it and they're like, I don't want this now.
That has
And
never
so,
happened to me.
and Jennifer says the same thing, that taking an envelope apart is a good way to start as well. And the thing I like about starting there is because once you know the mechanics of the relationship of the sides of an envelope to all the flaps and everything, then you can make it from anything to any size that you want. Because the one limiting factor of working on this punch board is that you can only do certain sizes. And so once you know the
True.
mechanics and
Yes.
the relationships of the sides to the flaps of an envelope, then you can make uh, any envelope that you want.
The one thing I will mention about this one, the very smallest, and there's a whole guide chart here if you happen to get this one. It'll show you the card size that you're working with, the paper size, and also once you determine those things, the score line. So it's really based on the size of your paper, and then it'll tell you where to score it. But the smallest size envelope is a 2 by 3.5, which is a gift card sized envelope, and I did a lot of these for Christmas last year. And then the largest card size that'll fit in here is a 6 by, I think, 8.5. Yeah, 6 by 8.5. So you're just within that first class upper range of size for first class stamp envelope.
So just a couple of things. Pam, you just put a dagger through my heart.
Oh no.
So Pam says that she's revisiting postcards as the last one she ever mailed was in the 80s in college. I'm just beside myself. So,
Well, that's
yeah,
a good thing. That's a good
yeah. No,
thing.
it's not. Postcards forever. But yes, do get into postcards. We have a minute and a half left. So,
Postcards is a cult, just saying, but it's a
yeah,
fun cult.
yeah.
Everything's a
Um,
cult.
so while Allison finishes what she's working on, as we always say each night, we thank you for coming each night. We know that you have places that you can choose to be. We are so happy that you choose to be with us during this 1 hour. It's the 1 hour that we can share and forget anything else that may be going on in our lives so we can craft and be with like minded people for an hour. So we thank you for coming and we have a great weekend. And I'll let Allison have the last word.
Ooh, smells really good. Just saying. It smells like candy. I love this glue stick. Thank you guys. Thanks for being on here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to our regulars. Thanks to the newbies who are just popping in now, like Sherry, who are just getting a feel for what this is all about. So we love to have you guys here Monday through Friday, weeknights, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're usually here for the
Yep.
hour until it cuts us off. So,
And invite your friends. All
yeah,
the
tell your
replays are on
friends.
YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube, rate as well, give thumbs up, do all those things. It helps us out to get the word out that we're out here doing this every night.
For sure. And share your pictures of your craft projects. You can tag Russ or me or both, whatever. Tag us on Instagram if you're making something and you want to show us. We'd love to see what you guys make while we banter. So, yeah,
Postcard challenge number 11. That's all I'm saying.
be there, be square. Yep.
And I'm expecting something out of you. Just letting you know.
Yes, that is my
There's
Monday night
no
project. No
excuses.
pressure, but no, that's going to be my Monday project. So, have a great weekend, everybody. See you Monday.